is a horrible angle, but I wanted to talk a little bit as I'm driving. I am headed into Olympic National Park. I plan to be back here in the peninsula for almost a month or a month. What's coming up first is the Elwha River Valley, and let's see, it's 10:30 in the morning. I think I have time to do it. So I'm going to go back into the Elwha River Valley and see what it looks like. So I am in Olympic National Park, the Elwha River, Elwha River. And I came out here with the intention to at least walk to the Altair campground, which is apparently still kind of there, which I thought would be cool. It's only, I think it was 2.5 miles in, so totally doable. It's a nice day. It's just noon now. But as I was walking there, I saw this really dark figure, and at first I thought it was just a person acting weird. And then I convinced myself it was a bear. And I took 2 pictures, one with my camera and one with my phone camera, and was convinced it was a bear. So I just said, that's it. Let's move. Let's go. On with our day. I got back and downloaded the picture on my camera. It was just a person in dark. But they were kind of acting weird, just like staying right in that area. Maybe they had a reason. It's so silly though. But I didn't want to walk right to a bear. Anyway, I'm gonna go on to Lake Crescent. I decided to stop at the Spruce Railroad Trail. It's considered a historic hike, and it's a quintessential one when you're visiting Lake Crescent. It takes you alongside Lake Crescent for 4 miles. The railroad tracks were laid to haul Sitka spruce trees out of the forest. Lake Crescent is the second deepest lake in Washington State, and it has a maximum depth of 624. It is a pretty massive lake with lots of twists and turns. I mean, the name is Lake Crescent. At the tunnel, there's an off trail that leads you to a long bridge and a popular spot called the Punch Bowl. The Punch Bowl is a section of the lake that the water is still, so it's ideal for swimming, but it's also become sort of a social media darling, I suppose. There are also good views of Barnes Point on the other side of the lake, as well as Mount Storm King. Sometimes the view's better than others. The day was almost over, so we headed to Lake Crescent Lodge to find a place to stay. It's funny, I just passed a parking lot and I saw some vans that I noticed yesterday at Elwha. And I thought I hadn't come far. I guess I'm not the only one. It's pretty amusing though. I would guess everybody in those cars, or most of them, are at Mary Falls, which is a nice hike. I don't think I'm gonna do it today. It's a walk. It's much more fun, when there's nobody there. And I've had the pleasure of experiencing it that way, and I'm not too good for it. I'm just not going to do it today, but maybe I'll put some clips in here. If I do, this is Mary Falls. If not, and then the road right there. So we wound up at Lake Powell. Not Lake Powell. Powell. Yeah, Powell Picnic Ground. I think that's what it's called. Powell. La Powell. That's why. It's one of my favorite places on this earth, really. Lake Crescent is one of my favorites, and I think La Powell is one of my favorite places to visit at Lake Crescent. It's just a picnic area on the side of a hill. It's really funky. Sometimes it's crowded. My favorite site was available, but it's the first time it's been available since I've been through here in this van, and I used to visit there when I had a Honda CR-V. It was perfect for that. It is not perfect for this van. So I have a new favorite spot, and that's just fine. And I'm just going to kind of have a day here. Maybe I'll record later, but I really need to charge my batteries. So I'm just going to do some other stuff for now. And Hannigan's here. She's ready. Are you ready, Hanny? She looks thrilled. She's thrilled, I swear. The clouds are coming in just like the weather app predicted. It's not really supposed to rain. It's just supposed to be kind of dull and dreary today, which that's not so bad, especially in a place like this where there's just light through the trees and the mosses and the leaves, especially this time of year. So it doesn't seem dreary, but it is a little chilly, and it's going to get down to the 30s tonight. So, and I have a refrigerator full of a lot of stuff because I don't know when I'll see a grocery store again, a proper grocery store. No offense to any grocery stores I visit in the next month. So I really overdid it. I don't know. I'm sure I've mentioned that, but I don't know if that'll be in future editing. Danny might take this all out. Anyway, I think I'm going to make a soup with just some stuff. Let me show you the view. I'm going to make a soup with onion, garlic, mushrooms, which are in a bag right now. And I think I'm going to add some old leftover tomato sauce, pasta sauce, an old tomato, which it's a beautiful tomato. It's not really old. It just needs to be used. It'd be great in a sandwich too. I might hold off on this red pepper. It needs to be used, but I don't know that I'll have room. A lot of this kale and some chicken. I'll go from there. Maybe add some pasta, maybe some rice. I don't know. But it's a perfect cozy day in Olympic National Park to cook a soup. So basically, I'm just building a soup. I have onions and garlic. I should have a tripod, but I don't. Or I should find it weighted. Anyway. I mean, I have a tripod. I'm not using it. I'm being lazy because I didn't mean to record today. But anyway, so I have onions and garlic sauteing right now. I'm going to chop up some mushrooms. I will put them all in, caps and stems. That's just me. Everyone's different. Then I'm going to kind of core the tomato, put it in there. Let that all hang out for a bit. Then see where I'm at. See what I can add if there's room, because it's not the biggest. It's a 2.5 quart, I believe. That's about as much as I can handle in this van. Plus, leftovers are not a good idea. They just don't work well, because that's all I'll eat. I remember my grandfather, after my grandmother died, saying, I can't cook meals anymore. Or I have a hard time cooking meals anymore because then I'm literally eating it for months. Imagine if you're months, maybe not months, weeks. And it's true. I sympathize. I sympathize then, and I see what you're saying, Grandpa. You were right. There's nothing like making a soup on a chilly, crisp fall day when it hasn't really gotten awfully stormy yet. It's still pretty and you can still go out for walks. And you happen to be in Olympic National Park, right next to Lake Crescent, with your buddy cat. Oh, where are you going? You were in the shot. Oh, she's really into cuddling today. She has her days where she would like to just be in my lap all day long, which is impossible. I have to get cooking and plug you back in. That's why I'm not supposed to be recording. I do have, yikes, I hate that when mushrooms go flying or anything goes flying in the stove. I know this is a horrible angle, but I don't want to get my tripod out because I'm not officially filming. But I wanted to talk a little bit. I was thinking, I'm going to, in fact, start cooking meals out of Mastering the Art of French Cooking by Julia Childs and those other two people. Sorry. There's a lot of recipes I won't be able to do because I don't have an oven currently. You know, that might change. But I thought it would be fun to do some of the really simple ones, like work through the eggs, master poaching an egg her style, omelet French style, because those are the best omelets. I remember that being really like a 4-page process, but I did that a long time ago, or worked through that recipe a long time ago. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but I remember it being kind of a lot. And there's some soups I want to make, in fact, on the menu soon, because I've been I keep buying it in the means to make it again, because I did make it once actually earlier in the fall, is just basic garlic soup. So I'll do that soon. So now, I don't know, I messed up. I shouldn't have put all of these onions in, or olives in. Mushrooms, there are times to charm. They will cook down. But I've pretty much filled the pan. Or halfway anyway. If you don't like mushrooms, that's a nightmare. I totally get it. Look at all the kale you're near. In fact, I don't need to use all this kale. It was just taking up a lot of space in my refrigerator. But like I've mentioned, it's going to be, in the past, it's been hard to find leafy greens and vegetables, and just in general, as I'm traveling on the Olympic Peninsula. Yeah, I guess people must have their own gardens, or there must be farmers markets or something, because I know people eat vegetables on the peninsula. I know it's a thing. It's just, I've not had good experience in grocery stores. It's gotten better over the years. And I'm sure I'll find some okay kale and stuff like that. I'll be fine. I just get dramatic about it. Okay. So I'm just taking about 4 or 5 stalks of kale. Whatever I don't want to put back in the refrigerator. I could use the middles. They actually are fine. But what I'm going for, I don't really want to use them today. And the rest will go back in the refrigerator. Hi! And Hannigan is watching me, making sure I don't mess up. Borrow this now. I don't think I'll use the red pepper. I think the tomatoes and the tomato paste or sauce will be enough. The marinara, pasta sauce, whatever. Just stir it. But I've definitely made room in my refrigerator, so that's a win. It looks a lot better. There's a little of this now. So the thing I learned about tomatoes, and someone tell me if I'm wrong, the acid in tomatoes stop the process of cooking for a moment. So it's not a good idea to add tomatoes until after your other things are cooked to your liking or something like that. But I added a little tomato sauce because the onions and garlic were just really getting to know the bottom of the pan. And I wanted them to stop that. I could have added water or oil or butter or something. But I didn't. I added tomato sauce. Okay, I'm just gonna let this simmer for a bit, or cook. There's no liquid in it at this point, but cook on a very low heat for a moment. All right, so I just diced this tomato, just like if it were in a can. I'm gonna throw that in. Might as well throw the kale in now too. And those will all just hang out. So yeah, it's just going to cook down. And eventually it will look like some sort of a soup. So I don't get chicken very often. Hannigan loves it. But I have to be careful about where I get chicken from for her if it's already cooked because of whatever seasonings might be in it. I would get chicken more often if I felt better about just the whole chicken process. Would you like some chicken? So yeah, I dumped the rest of that tomato sauce I've had in the refrigerator for a few days, maybe a week. Maybe not that long. Hopefully not that long. And then I'll just add enough water to cover everything. So here is what it's looking like. Here we are. I added chili crisp for flavor. I don't think I'll add pepper or salt. Now Hannigan, who is all ready for a walk, poor thing, is taking a nap. Oh no, she's not taking a nap. But she's getting ready. She's in her position. Hello. What are you doing? Hello, lady. Hey. Do you want to go for a walk? You want to go outside? Let's go outside. There's your banana. Banana. She's sleepy. It's nap time. It's nap time. I bought a loaf of bread that was actually probably past sell-by date, or I mean it's fresh made bread, local bread. It was kind of on its way out, probably left over from Friday. It was Sunday, which makes sense. Or whatever, but it wasn't fresh. It wasn't soft. So I have a lot of baguette that's not the freshest that I need to use, so that'll be perfect for the soup. Ooh. Oh, look. Let's stay away from that area. Come on. So I think we're going to say goodbye to Lake Crescent for now. I was going to stay one more night, but I don't actually have anywhere to stay that's okay. I mean, I stayed somewhere last night and I was fine. I would love to stay here. But I did just see a ranger, and even though they're spread thin, you're not supposed to camp here or stay here. So I'm just not going to. I might just head into Sol Duc. So a new area. We have arrived at the Sol Duc Hot Springs Resort. I'm going in to see about a campsite. I have a feeling I could just stay in the parking lot here. But I want to plug in. It's going to be cold tonight. And my battery needs it. We've made it to Sol Duc, and I got an RV site for 2 nights. It's miserable. It's just, you know, a parking lot. I've always known that about this place. The regular campground's much nicer, but I needed to plug in at least one night, and I think I'm gonna go to the hot springs tomorrow, so I might just not move the car at all tomorrow, and that gives the cat a treat too, so it's fine. Side view. So we spent last night at Sol Duc campground. It used to be run by the National Park Service, and they gave it over to one of the concessionaires. And I've read about decline of certain places run by concessionaires. It's definitely not what I would say is the same as the National Park run campground. I'm gonna walk through the rest of the campground later. I'm curious what it's like. I camped there a long time ago. I enjoyed it. Definitely it's way more expensive than the National Park campgrounds, and I don't think they offer really anything. Like, there's tiny garbage can receptacles, which, whoa, my water's boiling. They're tiny garbage cans. Which is fine, but most campgrounds, you know, they have the big dumpsters, and I think that's what most campers look for. You could say that they're encouraging people to use less when camping, which is great, but the reality is those probably fill up. I can't even imagine in the summer what it's like here. The price, I don't know if I already mentioned that, but it is, wow. The RV price isn't bad. I mean, I get it, power water. If you need to dump your tanks, that is extra. It's $10. If you have an interagency pass, it's $5. Just like any other national park situation. That's up the road. I haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, the RV park, it's $50 for a night, or $52, I believe. Fine. The campground is $35 or $37. We'll check that. Which I think is quite a bit for a basic campground, even though it is a really pretty setting. Anyway, but I guess you have a captive audience when you're out here. And there's the appeal of the hot springs, which today is the last day of the hot springs. I don't know. That's why I took 2 nights here, because I thought I would go to them. We'll see how I feel. I remember last time liking it, but staying in too long. And I think I really dehydrated myself. So, yeah, I think my priorities are actually walking the trails here today and tomorrow. And finding a place to eat my soup. Because my dreams of the picturesque soup eating at Lake Crescent I just couldn't fulfill. I couldn't do it. You wouldn't know I just took a shower. I didn't get sweaty on the trail today, but oh well. I took a shower this morning, I swear, and it was great. So we are at the end of our Sol Duc portion of the trip. We're headed to the beaches next. I don't know if we'll go tonight. It's about an hour away. Yeah, I ate my soup. I didn't film it because I didn't really have anywhere cinematic to eat it at. Or I didn't try hard enough. But Sol Duc is pretty. It's worth it. It probably gets crowded in summertime. But if you just take a breath and take your time, a day or two here. I mean, I wouldn't want to rush in and out, but I would say that for all of the spots. Lake Crescent, I was there for just a day. I could spend more, but there is no real camping at Lake Crescent right now. And I will see you at the beach. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Off we go to the beach. We'll see you there.